Hold on. YouTube, let me find out you got the hits. Your girl parched. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for like a month. I'm sorry. Y'all like, Harpo, who this woman? Stuff been happening. I'm sorry. I'm back though. You miss me? I missed you. I'm back. We back. We together again. We together again. If you're new, my name is Shianajoi. Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not new, hey girl, hey. But in other news, today's video is just gonna be about my experience as a Black female in America. Why I care so much about the Black Lives Matter movement, not just because I'm Black and my life matters, but just why my experiences have made me want to care more. If you are someone who has a hard time listening to things about death, domestic violence, or hell, we're not even on racism. Ain't no trigger warning for racism, because if you're triggered by it, baby, get on, just get on. But yeah, if you're triggered by those two things, go ahead, click off. This is not the place for you, because I'm going to touch on those subjects today just because they're a part of my experience as a Black woman in America, and that's the cold hard truth. No propaganda to it. It is what it is. So yeah, click off if you got it. If not, stay. Hear a story or two, you know, bond with me, get to know me. Hopefully this video will enlighten you. What made me want to do this video, of course the protests and everything encouraged me, but what really encouraged me today was two things. So I had a conversation with not a classmate, but a fellow, yes baby, we got it, a fellow alumni of the high school that I went to, who has a child, and she was just sharing on her Instagram story how she's so scared for her child's future just as a Black parent, and how she's afraid of what it's going to be like when her kids grow up, but if her kid even gets the ability to grow up, because of just how rough things are as a Black woman in America and as Black people in America. And that touched me in a manner that, I mean, it hurt. I watched her Instagram video and I cried, and I messaged her instantly talking about how hard I was crying. So there was that, and then today at work, or yesterday at work, there was I want my skin to be out. It's hot as hell in my apartment right now, and I got the fan on, but it's low because I didn't want to be like obnoxious. But my place of employment had a forum yesterday about racism and inclusivity and things like that, and the thing that really touched me was one of the it's gonna be a hard to talk there, but one of the presenters was telling us about how he's been pulled over 30 times as a Black male and he's only been ticketed twice. And another representative for the same topic was saying that he, as a white man, has only been pulled over 5 times but has the same amount of tickets. And that hit home for a lot of people. That really, you know, simplified white privilege for a lot of people. And you could see just in how surprised he was, just how, you know, enlightened he was, just how informed he was based on that one experience. And it made me say, wow, like if my story does that for someone, I mean, that's the least I can do. That's the least I can do. If sharing my story opens someone's eyes, not even for, you know, a long period of time, but just for a second, for just a glimpse, for them to imagine what it is to be a person of color, for them to imagine how hard we have and how our day-to-day struggles are unwarranted. you know, how our day-to-day struggles are just traumatic. I mean, I'm willing to share my life story if it does that for somebody. So yeah, that's what today's video is going to be about. Just my experience as a Black woman in America, the things I've been through, the things I've seen. One of the things I'm going to talk about, I don't think my family even knows that I know. And I'm sorry, Mom, you're going to see this video and you're going to be like, didn't I ask you such and such about such and such and you didn't tell me nothing? And it's not because I didn't want to share with you. I just know that you have enough burden already. And I don't want to put anything else more on you. Ooh, I'm about to get teary-eyed. So I kept it to myself. And I kept, you know, I shared with my therapist and a couple friends. I'm in a really great group chat with a lovely amount of Black women. If you are of color and you don't have a group chat with other people of color, especially as a woman, definitely get to know some. If you want to be in mine, girl, comment below. We'll make it do what it do. I don't know, but definitely get one because it is the most uplifting and challenging things at times. I've never had a group of people support me more and push me more and laugh with me more than this group of women. And shout out to y'all, you know who you are. Y'all really, as you could tell, y'all really do something for me that, I mean, I don't think anyone else ever could. But yeah, getting into this, one of the things that I saw as a child that really shaped how I feel about police and shaped my experience as a Black woman in America was when I was little. When I was 3, my mother was in a domestic, abusively domestic relationship with my stepfather at the time. They were married, and he would beat her senseless. And I remember this one day, she went to the police station, and it wasn't a predominantly white area. You could sense the hostility when she walked into the station, and she was going in to get a restraining order against my stepfather. And I remember this day specifically because we stopped, got McDonald's. I got the Happy Meal with the gold Pokemon Pikachu. Not the Pikachu, the Togepi, the gold Pokemon Togepi in it. But I remember going to the police station with her and sitting there in that hard metal chair and her explaining to this white man that she needed a restraining order against her husband. And I remember this man saying to her, that's your husband. You can just leave him. And I remember my mom saying, like, why won't you help me? And we left. And that was it. And then about 2 weeks later, he had killed her. He had took her from me and my family. And as a kid, I remember growing up and thinking, if she had been white, would she still be here? You know, would we have gotten the help that we needed if she had been white? And that really shaped how I felt about police, how I felt about my worth as a Black woman in society. It really changed how I felt about so many aspects of myself. And I feel like people don't get that we're not just rioting to riot. We're not just setting shit on fire to set it on fire. It's because we've been fighting to be seen as just human beings for so long. I remember when I was little, my grandmother put me in etiquette classes. And I was like, I hate her so much because she put me in etiquette classes. Me and my brother got to do karate with everyone else. And here I am going to stupid etiquette classes, learning what knife go on what side and what fork go on what side and what glass you used to drink out of and what bowl you used to wash your little fingertips. And I'm like, this is stupid. But I remember her always saying to me, you have to work twice as hard to get half as far. And even then, sometimes you won't be good enough. But now I just kind of like, you stupid. And I was just like, I want to take karate like my brother. I want to take karate like all the other kids. This is the dumbest thing ever. But now, I mean, you know, bless her soul, may she rest in peace. Now, looking at it, I realized that she did that so that I would be accepted across, you know, all stretches of life, so that I was mannered, well-mannered, so that people would see me for more than the color of my skin. I love and respect her for giving me that tool. I mean, that tool alone has given me so many jobs, given me so many opportunities, because people see how well-mannered I am. They see how well-behaved I am. I remember getting my first job. I did a phone interview and they were like, wow, we can't wait to see you. You sound like such a great candidate. I remember getting there and they're like, oh, this isn't what we expected. But they had hired me then, you know. I had yes sir'd and no sir'd my way into that job then. So they just had to take it for what it was. And I remember clocking into my job sometimes and, oh, there go that nigga that, and there go that monkey this, and I just didn't care because I got it. You know, it wasn't relevant to me, and it sucks that as a Black woman, we are taught to let things roll off our back. We are taught to take everything with a grain of salt. You know, it sucks that when someone calls me a nigger, when someone calls me a monkey, when someone says something off color to me, I don't have the ability to sit there and be angry. I have to keep pushing, because at the end of the day, they're gonna feel the way they feel regardless. And that was something I realized recently. I saw this TikTok video of a girl who I got flipped off by someone when she was driving. Her mom got in her car and was like, oh, where is this man? Where is this man? I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. And it's like, if I had told my mom today that someone called me a nigga while I was at Stop and Shop, she'd be like, girl, because that's just how it is being a Black person. And I mean, this is something I never thought about until recently. Granted, my mom would be like, oh, I'ma fuck him up. Like, my mom's that kind of mom, but like, it's unfortunate that is our circumstance. And it kills me that I see so many people saying that, like, oh, they hate the riots, they hate that there's so much destruction, they hate that all this is going on, what's the problem with America, we're ruining America. And it just makes me, you know, question y'all knowledge on America. Did y'all know that America was built by the slave? Not just Blacks, but other people of color as well. We built America because y'all were too lazy to do it. Y'all went and got us from Africa to build your America. We were out there doing us, and y'all came and got us and was like, y'all gonna build something today. So we built America for you, and the only thing that we ask in return is to be seen as equals. Yet y'all shoot us down in our homes. My good sis Brianna was in her home, and y'all shot her down. And we're just asking for the common decency to be seen as human beings. And even that is too much. It made more sense for y'all to not arrest the other members of the police department that killed George Floyd and let all this turmoil begin. All you had to do from jump was just do what was just, what was right, and we wouldn't be here. Like, it kills me that it's things like that are happening today still. It kills me that these things are not stopping. And that conversation today, or that conversation on the forum that was yesterday that I watched today, just, it made me feel something. I don't know if y'all have felt like this, but since George Floyd died, I've been seeing in the news everywhere consistently, just our brothers and sisters being beaten and kicked and sprayed and gassed and shot and killed and harmed consistently. And taking all of that, it's just gotten me to this like place of hurt, this place of sadness. And as an empath, I feel everything all the time anyway, but just seeing it consistently, it was like you knew before, you know, it was things that Black people talk about at the barber shop, at the nail salon, at the hair salon. We talk about it, but it wasn't something that we were seeing consistently. But now seeing it every day, all day, it's hammered in now, it's in there now. And I had gotten to a point where I was just numb because I had seen so much pain, so much hurt, the slaughtering of my people, to the point where I didn't really feel anything else. And during this forum, just seeing how enlightened this man was by hearing a Black person's perspective or experience, it made me feel something again. I know y'all really feel some. It brought me joy. It brought me some kind of just like, okay, like things might be okay. Like we might have a future. We might be able to be united for once. We might be able to be a united front who understands each other. I don't want you to watch this video and be like, oh, I'm a horrible person because I have white privilege. I want you to use your white privilege towards a better America, towards a better world, towards a better everything. I don't want you to watch the video and be like, oh, I just am gonna stay to myself and never bother Black people again. No, there are great white people in the world. I have some great coworkers that I love. I've met plenty of white people that are great. That's not the intent of this video, but I do want you to see it's hard being a person of color, and that we, you know, fight hard just to be seen as equals, and that we're tired. You know, we're tired of being slaughtered. We're tired of protesting and demanding our rights to be human. You know, I am about to be 24, and I'm at the point in my life where I'm starting to consider you know, dating seriously and having a family. And what keeps me up at night is the thought that I will have a brown child one day, and hopefully a brown husband. And the fact that at any moment they can be taken from me because of police brutality or because of racism in general is a scary thought. And I know plenty people out there already who have, you know, Black and brown babies and husbands who fear for their lives on a daily basis. And just how that alone puts Black women in so much consistent turmoil, to have to be worried about if your husband's gonna make it home tonight, especially in the states that are rioting right now. I've seen kids get pulled out of their cars. This man had a seizure because he was tased. He was just trying to make it home. He wasn't even part of the riots. Him and his girl were just trying to go home. Like, do you know how scary that is? To just be trying to go home and you get pulled out of your car just for the color of your skin? Come on, like, I know you gotta feel that hurt, that pain. that is something different. And when I watched that video, to see the car in front of them have two white females and they let that car go, but the car with the black people in it got pulled over, and the black kids got pulled out and tased and manhandled and everything else. And granted, they are getting justice, but the fact that they even had to seek justice is what I'm talking about. It shouldn't have happened. You know, we shouldn't have let racism get this far. It shouldn't have even been a thing. You know, it kills me that my aunt talks about all the time how she walked with MLK and how she's in her early 70s and she's still seeing shit like this. That is painful. But I'm not gonna keep going in this video. I just wanted to make this video to just give y'all some insight about me and just my experience as a black woman in America, and that hopefully it makes some kind of difference from you. I don't expect you to come out of this and be screaming Black Lives Matter from the rooftops, but I do want you to take it with a grain of salt. Watch the video and say, okay, I've never had to have if you get pulled over by a police officer, talk with my kids. So I am privileged. So I should use my privilege. That's all that I'm asking for you to see that you have something that we don't have, and to help us fight for exactly what you do have, just the right to have an American dream. I mean, it's not all what we're fighting for at the end of the day, just to be able to say, hey, I have a house on a hill and 2 kids and a dog and everything's all right. That's just what we want, to be able to go home to our families at night and say everything is all right. And, you know, that's all I want for myself. I know many people of color, that's all they want as well. So please just be on the right side of history is all I'm asking you. I know a lot of people are set in their ways, and you know, racism has been taught from their family down the line since people owned slaves and donkey and mule. But just be open. Just hear me out. You know, you don't got to change your opinion overnight, but just hear me is all I'm asking. But with that said, I love all of you, and I will do another video soon. I don't know how soon is, but soon is soon. We gonna get back to regular stuff. I just felt horrible doing an ASOS haul video with all this going on. I just would have felt like an asshole flicking up in some damn joggers. Meanwhile, there are people protesting for our God-given rights. You know, I just would have felt horrible. So I was like, let me do this instead. Let me be productive. Let me be a catalyst for change. Is that how you say it? Hell, let's hope it is.